The Full Circle. With DC. And a very, very, very good day, everybody. My name is DC. I am the host of The Full Circle. And today I have got a top guest, one of my closest friends. Some would say my lovely man. He is an absolute Donny. His name is Philip J. Fry Cresswell. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, Phil.
Hello, hello, hello. How are we?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm sweltering, but I'm excited to be on the pod.
Very, very warm. And just to clarify, J. Fry isn't your middle name. Have you got a middle name?
You know what? I don't. If you want to nominate a middle name, then I've been told J. Fry in the past.
What's the one that, let's give him a shout out. Let's give him an early shout out to Kieran Mustafi. Boom, 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 boom. What's the one that he always likes to call you?
What is the one that you guys call? Oh, Filippo Berrio, he usually calls me.
Yeah, what's the story behind that?
I think he just likes olive oil.
Right. I don't want to incriminate him, but I can't remember if he likes olives or not.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, that's a very good question. And I think on that day, I don't think he knew either.
Basically, long story short, he wanted us to order him a pizza and he messaged us at least 10 times to say he does want olives and then he doesn't want olives. And we had to call the company back and forth. And it was low-key a little embarrassing.
Yeah, then he came about 2 hours late as well. So it was cold by then anyway.
That's the norm.
I think he also ended up deciding on not olives. And then he took a bite and was like, I wish I had olives.
Yes, I think you're absolutely spot on. I mean, look, we'll get him on the show at one stage. He can defend himself.
Yeah, he sure can. He can have a rebuttal.
Exactly. So Phil here has chosen his full circle and we'll hear his choices. He's also going to partake in some fun features, some would you rather, some tailored towards him, some a bit more general. And something that you may or may not know about Phil is that he knows his stuff. His general knowledge is, I would say, second to none. And there are probably some other people that have better general knowledge, but I reckon in our friendship group, your general knowledge is up there. So I'm going to make you take this quiz and see how you do. What are you going to say, sorry?
You are so overhyping this. I'm going to be such a disappointment to you guys.
Unfortunately, this can happen where people might, overhype these things about someone and low expectations, but hopefully this will go well.
Yeah, no famous battles and I might stand a chance.
So Phil, what I like to do with all my guests, whether I know them or whether I don't know them, obviously I know you really, really well, but there might be people here listening that may not know you as well. And I always like them to share a bit about themselves and try and give a fun fact that maybe even I don't know, but hardly anyone knows.
Oh, I don't know. I think you know quite a lot about me. So I am Phil. As you already know, I don't have a middle name. Feel free to set up a poll to give me a new middle name if you like. Be Philly McPhilface or something like that wins. I am a web designer. I currently live in Rugby, but I come from Coventry, like DC here. We've known each other since, year 8, something like that. When we were wee bands, basically. Yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Fun fact?
Oh, fun fact. I think Keane said this at my best man speech already, but my name is it Latin or Greek for lover of horses? Yet I am very allergic to horses.
That's not that fun, actually.
No, it's a deadly fact.
So what happens when you get close to a horse?
I could kind of sense it, like in the area. I just kind of like flare up and get blocked you, whatever. But yeah, I have like a sixth sense for like when a horse is around. I remember like one time. Do you remember when we went to the Heineken experience in Amsterdam? And we were going through the big room with like all the big stills. I was like, oh, something feels really off. I can sense something. And then we get into the next area and there's like a whole like little barn area with like loads of horses. Like, yeah, that was it. And that's how I knew I had my power.
Wow, that is a really, really good power. Horses are your kryptonite.
Horses are my kryptonite, yes. This is a shame. I quite like them. I think they're quite funny.
funny.
Yeah, they're quite dopey, aren't they? Well, they can be.
Yeah. Have you ridden on one?
No, I think I've ridden on like a donkey in like a school fete before. I guess they're kind of similar, but not really. I don't think I've always been allergic to horses either. Like I don't know. I must have been all right at one point.
Oh, wow. I wonder how that happened then, where you suddenly became allergic to them.
I have rubbish genes.
Fair enough. Well, there you go. That's, I mean, that is Phill Cresswell in a nutshell. I mean, he's also a loyal person, a really great guy, loves his music, loves, your gaming. We have a lot in common, and we have what we call our sessions, and that would involve us all heading to Phil's and playing cheeky bit of Rock Band. You might, the equivalent of Guitar Hero, Rock Band. It was really fun, and we need to do it again sometime.
Yeah, I've still got like all the stuff in the attic somewhere. It just doesn't come out to play quite as much anymore.
Yeah, you weren't allowed, was it? You got the drum kit, but we weren't allowed to play it after a certain time because the neighbours before had a baby. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, but also it takes up a lot of space in the living room. I'm working on it.
Nice. Well, hopefully we can get the drums back, and hopefully the baby's all grown up now. We don't need to worry about that. Okay, Phil. Well, you've chosen your songs for the full circle. Do you want to tell us what the first song is?
Yeah, of course. So the first song that I've chosen is by an artist called Del the Funky Homo Sapien. And the song is called Mr. Dobalina. And I've chosen that song because half the time I always mispronounce it as Mr. Debalina, and I thought that would be very appropriate for this podcast. Yeah, could be what you call your future brother-in-law.
Oh, dear. Mr. Dobalina by Del the Funky Homo Sapien. Yep, check that one out. And my sister does listen, and I'm not sure she wants me to say that, but she does listen.
You said it. Cat's out the bag now.
Yeah, and she'll have heard it, and she'll have listened to this, and I don't know how she'd respond.
But in all seriousness, it is a very good song, and it's very funky, as you would imagine by someone called Del the Funky Homo Sapien.
Yes, definitely makes sense, and a really cool name. Really, really cool name.
Yeah, might be better known for the doing a lot of the rapping on Clint Eastwood by Gorillaz.
Yeah, yes. I was trying to. I was like, I swear, Gorillaz. He's done something for Gorillaz. Yes, and Rock the House. I think he did as well. Interestingly enough, this is a bit of an aside. We managed to score tickets to see Gorillaz perform Demon Days in full.
Oh, amazing! Yeah, my mate was telling me about, because they're doing it. They've been doing a series of them, haven't they?
Yeah, so they're doing that near Stratford in London, and the Demon Days one. I mean, they've all sold out now, but yeah, I think that was the most sought after one. I mean, as expected, it's got all. I know Clint Eastwood from the first album was a massive hit, but Feel Good Inc., Dare, all those tunes were really, really good.
Yeah, imagine if Shaun Ryder just shows up.
It wouldn't surprise me. Should we do some Would You Rather?
Let's do some Would You Rather.
Fine. So, would you rather a game where hopefully there are two tough choices or two easy choices, but you don't know which one you'd rather do? I think I've got some good ones for you. Hopefully, I mean, you've got to make a decision. That's the most important thing. You've got to make a decision.
Well, that's great for somebody who's famously indecisive.
Yes. Can you share an example where you have been quite indecisive, like a famous example?
A famous example? Oh God, it happens to me just on a daily basis. Like if I have to make a choice of like, what do you want to eat? What do you want to watch? I think a lot of people have the same problem with watching stuff these days. Now that we've got everything readily available to us, and there's like 500 choices of everything, you get option paralysis. Yeah, but what if what I chose wasn't the right thing? But I am quicker at choosing what to put on a pizza than I am Kian, so I can at least attest to that.
Yes, yeah. Oh, Kian's going to be so unhappy that we just keep going on about this pizza. I could just feel it. He's itching. He's going to message in the group. When he watches this or hears this, he's going to message in our group, and he's not going to be happy.
He insists that he's a lot better these days, doesn't he?
I'm sure he is. Would you rather never be able to game or never listen to music again?
Ooh, God, that is a tough one. I guess. Ooh, what are we defining gaming as? Are we defining it as video games? Are we defining it as like the wider things like board games and like card games?
In my head, yeah, I probably should have been a bit more specific. In my head, I had it as like video games. So like, your Switch or your Xbox and games consoles and PC games.
As much as I love video games, I think I would go mental if I couldn't listen to music anymore. I think also like music is a big part of video games these days anyway. So imagine, well, I mean, you can play video games silently, but it loses a lot of the charm. So I think music is more important as long as I've got hearing.
Well, yeah, that's true. And then you'd probably be like, why did I give up gaming?
Yeah, that's true. Could you imagine making that choice, it actually happening to you, and then you have the misfortune of going deaf? There was a show called The Twilight Zone like a long time ago, and there's this famous scene where like there's this guy who's really into reading, he loves his books, and he's the last person on earth, and he's like, finally I get to like spend all the time with myself to my books, and then he breaks his glasses.
But he could just buy new ones, right?
Well, if you're the last person on earth, yeah, I suppose you'd have to go and find some new glasses. But I think the thing is, he was like, his eyesight was so bad that he wouldn't be able to like go and find new glasses. I think that was the thing.
Yes. Yeah. If especially as the last person on earth, that makes sense.
Exactly.
I think I would also go for never be able to game. I think it's tough. But I thought that'd be a harder one for you. That's why I thought.
I think I could survive. I wouldn't like it it would take me quite a long time to get used to it. But I think after a while, I'd have to deal, wouldn't I?
This one I've asked people already, and I'm interested to hear your views because I don't think I've heard what you've thought. Would you rather see your favourite band perform an intimate acoustic show, and you're right at the front for it, or would you rather see them put on a full band spectacular stadium show with all the fireworks and gimmicks, and you've got a perfect view for that as well?
That's a very good question, and like the rubbish response is it would depend a little bit on the band. However, I think in a general sense, I'd probably prefer the intimate gig. To be honest, it's not necessarily because of the artists themselves, it's because of the logistics around everything else as well. One of the worst things I find with a gig is getting back from it, like going back home from it, and it's even worse with like big stadium gigs. Like traffic comes to an absolute standstill, trains are the worst thing. If you need to like book any hotels or any accommodation, if it's a particularly big band, then everyone gets wise to it, they put the prices way up. It's just like an intimate gig that's got like 200 people, maybe to 1,000 people there. That's not going to affect any of that. It's better chance it's actually near where you actually live as well.
That's a very fair point. But what about, I mean, are you happy with it being just acoustic only?
I mean, it'd be a bit weird if a band like Pendulum was doing an acoustic gig. But I think like any kind of artist that would lend itself to an acoustic set, yeah, sure. I think that would be something quite special.
Who would you say, who would you say your favourite artist at the moment, or have you not got one?
Oh, God, it flip-flops quite a lot. When you kind of said that, when you asked this question, the first band that kind of came into my head is one that constantly does this, which is Green Day, because they just kind of like pop up randomly. What was it? Didn't they pop up like some pub in Leicester Square a couple of years ago? That was like, imagine, I think that's the other thing, like imagine you just being there and then all of a sudden like a really famous band just kind of pops out of nowhere. I think that'd be pretty special.
Yeah. Unfortunately though, it made them cancel their actual Electric Ballroom gig that they organised the day after.
Oh yeah, because Billy Joe had was it Billy Joe had tummy issues, shall we say?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think for me, I think it's the acoustic element, but you're right. The practicalities make it easier, and also it depends who it is. I think you're making some good points. Okay, next one. Would you rather eat fudge or toffee?
I have a question for you there. If and when Kian does come on this show, is there going to be a Kian Mustafi segment for this?
Do you know what? Like for all those that used to watch it or listen to it before, that was a little throwback because we did a feature called "Who Wants to Know Kian Mustafi," and essentially everything would be two choices, but it would rhyme with Mustafi. So like tea or coffee, fudge or toffee. So that was a little throwback. I mean, we might as well just call this Kid Mustafi show, for goodness sake. I mean, the amount of times we've spoken about him.
I know. That's a good job you're not paying royalties to him.
Yeah. But anyway, what you're a fan of both, as we know.
I do like both, yeah. I think if it's just eating fudge or just eating toffee like on its own, I think fudge. I think toffee has like a tendency to like break your teeth a bit, or like, well, you know what I mean. It doesn't feel good after a while. But toffee has its place if it's mixed in with other things, like specific this ice cream you can get, like the Black Forest. Sorry, not the Black Forest, that's in Germany. New Forest, which has like bits of toffee in it. They call it toffee crunch, and that's absolutely divine. And that wouldn't be the same if it was fudge. So toffee has its place. On its own, I would have fudge though.
Yeah, and there's a lot of fudge. I've seen a lot more fudge shops these days, and specific types of fudges, some of them are just absolutely divine. Yeah, I mean, yes, toffee rhymes with Mustafi, but at the end of the day, I'd rather go for fudge, which rhymes with Kian's good old friend, Nickel Judge.
Shout out to Nickel Judge.
Boom, 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 boom.
I mean, you don't really see a toffee shop, do you? No, meet me at the toffee shop.
Meet me at the toffee shop. Oh yeah, and there will be a few. I mean, I've already mentioned My Lovely Man earlier. There will be a couple of Chili's references. Okay, next one. Would you rather oversleep every day for a week or not get any sleep at all for 4 days?
How long are we oversleeping for?
Enough that you're late to work, like a good hour or so at least every day.
Not sleeping for 4 days sounds like probably the worst thing in the world. I think I would rather be fired from my job than have to deal with essentially what could lead you to psychosis. Yeah, 4 days, man, that is a long time. Like if it was like not sleeping for 2 days, there might be an argument there. You'd be a bit worse for wear, but it's kind of imaginable. 4 days. I feel so sorry for anyone who'd have to do that.
Yeah, that would be really, really tough. I think I agree. You'd get a bit of a reputation for coming in late every day, but if it just means you're a bit more refreshed during the days at work.
When this happens, do you have prior knowledge that this is going to happen?
Let's say no.
Okay. I was going to say you just phone at work, say right, next week I'm going to be in late every day. Can I shift my hours, please?
Well, yeah. Well, then then you're not oversleeping, are you?
Sorry, boss. I went on a podcast and they told me that I have to sleep in late now. So that is rote and that has to happen. So sorry, you're going to have to deal with it. I'm coming in late.
Yeah, legal agreement. But if anything that's what come out on a podcast is legally binding. Okay, last one. Would you rather lose the ability to read or the ability to speak?
My gut was lose the ability to speak. But I don't know, like, I feel like reading is something that's not quite as much of a given these days. Like, you hear literacy rates are actually falling, which is bonkers.
But I think by reading, I don't think they mean reading a book. I think just reading in general. You can't read. Like, you can't read anything, even on like scrolling or anything like that.
Yeah, well, you do voice to text, can't you? It's what all the kids who can't read do. I think it would be a big shame not to be able to read. I mean, if you can't speak, like, how would you communicate to people who don't know sign language? I suppose that's another question. I suppose you could type out a message on your phone and point it at people, but it'd be a very slow conversation. I wouldn't say I'm the most talkative person, so let's say I'd probably rather be able to read than speak.
I feel like, seeing as we're speaking on a podcast, are we supposed to be like advocating talking?
I could like just type my messages into my phone and just hold it to the thing, and people would sympathise with me, and it would be your highest performing podcast just out of sympathy.
True. Spotify isn't video, so that would be an issue. But yeah, we could try that. And maybe I'll get a transcript and I'll just write what you've written on the transcript.
Oh, no. What I'd do is I'd get the phone to like do voice to text to voice, sorry, and then I'd put it to the microphone. The microphone, which would be like a really weird thing for me to have in the first place, because why would I have a microphone if I can't speak into it? But I'd put it on the Full Circle business expense. I'd send you the invoice.
Oh, nice. Yes, yes. Some solid would you rathers. All right, next song. So, Dal the Funky Homo Sapien, Mr. Dobelina. How does that link to the next song?
A Homo sapien is a human. So I went really straight with this, and I've gone for a song which has human in the name. So I've gone for Human Behavior by Björk from her debut album, Debut.
Her debut album was called Debut.
It is, yes. It's the first track on the album.
Nice. Human Behavior by Björk. I haven't heard that one. I'll check it out.
It's one of those that gets used every now and again in like TV and like media. So it might be one that sounds a bit recognizable, maybe. It's definitely not like the biggest of hits, but it was a single. Yeah, it does get used every now and again.
Fair enough. I'm going to ask you a few questions, and it's about your favorite moments. I know it's tough to just pinpoint one favorite moment, but I think it's a nice thing to think about.
Do you remember when we said I was really indecisive, and you wanted a famous moment of it? Or how about having it enshrined on a podcast for all eternity?
Sorry. First, you don't want to speak. You don't want to answer questions. What is going on?
I'm the perfect guest.
Can't wait to have you on the next show. What's your favorite video game?
My favorite video game. So I think that is probably going to be The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask on the Nintendo 64. I have played through that countless times, and I very rarely get bored of it as well. But it's quite nice. It's one of those games that I come back to every 4 or 5 years or so. And it's quite nice to kind of see how much you remember without having to consult a guide. It's also kind of cool that there's like, it's got this mechanic where you only have like 3 days in the game to actually like get to the end, but you can rewind time as well. So sometimes make a little kind of game in that to see how few times I can reset time before finishing it. Yeah, that's my favorite game. How about you?
Oh,
Flip reverse it.
Yeah, okay. That's good. That's good. Before I answer, all I was going to ask is, have you still got your Nintendo 64? Or?
No, not the original one. To be honest, it stopped like reading cartridges very well, and they don't look very good on modern TVs anyway. But that game is like available on the Switch anyway, so it's all good.
Fair enough. My favorite game. So I do just love GTA. I think it's so, standard, and I know that everyone's really looking forward to GTA 6, and I can make a list of everything that's happened before GTA 6, and that meme and all that sort of stuff. The Full Circle's come back before GTA 6. Who would have thought?
Full Circle has come back before GTA 6. Did the Full Circle start after GTA 5?
2010. I think it was before GTA 5. GTA 5 came out.
It was just before GTA 5. That would have been hilarious.
Yeah, they really milked that. They really milked it. But I think GTA 5 a really, really fun game. I really enjoyed that. I low-key have a bit of a soft spot, and I know it, it is what it is now, but I low-key had a soft spot for the like Harry Potter series, like games back in the day.
There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely loved the Chamber of Secrets game. That was my bread and butter. I never had like a PS1, but I used to, like, when I went around my friends' houses, they all had like the Philosopher's Stone game where, like, the one with Hagrid who looks like his face is just kind of morphed into his body. And he's there like, I need fire seeds, Harry. I'm off to the Leaky Cauldron for a couple of butter beers.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Did you play Hogwarts Legacy at all?
Yeah, did you?
Yeah, well, I didn't play it myself, but my wife Kate did. So I pretty much like played it through like watching somebody else do it, like the whole thing basically, like to 100%. Yeah, I thought it looked pretty good. Like, it's one of those that definitely has like a big initial impact, and then towards the tail end of it, it just becomes a big list of having to go and collect things. But I don't know. Yeah, what do you think?
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I thought it was a really fun game, and I liked the Easter eggs. Like, there were some Easter eggs like highlighted some other characters that were in the series, which I think I don't want to spoil them, but I really enjoyed that. It's yeah, you're right. It does become a little bit repetitive.
It feels like they had like a really strong kind of idea of the universe and where they wanted to go with it, and then all of a sudden the publisher said, right, we need to release this. And like, whoa, we're not done yet. Feels like there's some bits that feel like they wanted to put in but couldn't. Like the no Quidditch, for example. It's almost like either they were told don't do Quidditch because this studio were doing it, or they were like, we want to do Quidditch, but it will take us this amount of time, and we don't have that time. It's a shame though, because they rendered the whole stadium.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. They should have incorporated it into the game. It just doesn't make sense at all. And it was free anyway. Like when I went for PlayStation, I don't know what for the other consoles, but for PlayStation, it was for free.
Wow. What was it, like PS Plus or something?
Yeah. If you had PS Plus, which most gamers will, then yeah, I should have clarified that. Yeah, I think you need a PS Plus.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. What did Kit think of Hogwarts Legacy?
Yeah, really enjoyed it. I think the first week or so playing it, you could not that's it. The TV was just for Hogwarts Legacy then, and that was it. Yeah, like I say, like the first impressions of everything is like, whoa, this is incredible. Like, wow, this bridge is building itself, and you can see every little brick. And like the first view of like Hogwarts as well. So, it's almost like when you saw it in the cinema for the first time, way back when.
Yeah. And obviously the TV series.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What's going on with that? I know there's been like a cast announced for it. I don't know what to make of that, to be honest. I feel like that's the point where it just needs to kind of let it lie. It doesn't need more TV shows. It doesn't need more TV shows of Harry Potter, for sure, I don't think. I think they could have done like a Star Wars kind of thing and like branched out into like the wider Wizarding World, TM. Yeah, I feel like they've kind of missed an opportunity there.
Yeah. No, I can definitely see what you're saying. And
the kind of controversial points notwithstanding.
Yeah. But she who must not be named.
Lord Mouldy Walls.
Oh dear.
Do you know about that?
No.
There's a theory that that particular person's walls have got like really bad mold, because like there's a lot of photos like or videos of her like talking, and there's like, I don't know if it's like a wallpaper pattern or if it's actually mold, but you can definitely like see it in the background. So that's the whole thing.
I hadn't known that. That's so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, next on, what's your favorite gig that you've ever been to?
Ooh. Oh, goodness me. There's 3 I can think of that come to the top of my mind. Number 1 is the first gig that I ever went to, which was the Red Hot Chili Peppers at what used to be the Rico, which is now Coventry Building Society. I think Abid was talking about that on a previous episode with you. Yeah, that was fantastic. That was my first ever gig, which is crazy to think about. But yeah, it was also mental because it was like a 40,000 capacity. Like for your first gig, that's a pretty crazy thing to be thrown into. I think it was, what would we have been, like 14, 15 at the time? Something like that, which is also pretty mental. So I basically went on my own.
Did you not go with Kian?
No, Kian was with like a group of other people. Quote unquote went with someone else, but they actually had a seating ticket and I had a standing. So
that worked well. They could have just ripped their seat off and come to the...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There was also like some crazy, I think they called it Bottlegate at the time, but like people were just chucking bottles everywhere at that point. There was like it would have been taken on like a really rubbish like phone with a video recording capability at the time. So it was just like you could see about 5 pixels of it, but it was literally just the sky was saturated with bottles in true Coventry fashion. But that was crazy. I think also supporting them, there was, do you know the band? I think they're called Chuck Chuck Chuck, but it's like 3 exclamation marks. And so they were supported, and actually like I've got back into them recently. Yeah, they were pretty great. And I think also the Dirty Pretty Things. Is it Cole Barat from the Libertines, I think? He had like a spin-off band. That was then. So that's number 1. So in my true indecisive fashion, that's number 1 of 3. Second one would be probably Green Day at Wembley Stadium. That would have been the week before we took our A-levels. Me and Kian, mentioning Kian for the 4th time on this podcast, kind of went there. That was a great gig. Also, like, this is a whole thing. I cannot believe how expensive gigs are now. That's one thing that turns me off, like the stadium gig as well. Looking back, that gig, a ticket was 35 quid. Can you believe that? At Wembley Stadium. You think about the same thing now, that would cost you what? You'd be lucky if it was like 95 quid.
And that's not, and like, when was that? When was the Wembley Stadium? That 2010 or 2010?
Be 2010, I think. Yeah.
15 years. Like, inflation hasn't tripled. Do you know what I mean?
It's absolutely insane. That's the thing. It's kind of priced me out of going to gigs in general quite a lot. Like, there's a lot of times, like, you've invited me to play to gigs and thought, oh yeah, I'd love to do that, but I also have to pay my mortgage as well. And it's like, it's at the point where you kind of have to start choosing between one or the others. Like, it's quite an investment, isn't it? Yeah, it's a big shame. But yeah, that was an absolutely fantastic gig. I had an inkling that they were good because, you know, the whole Bullet in a Bible performance from Milton Keynes was on DVD, and that was pretty much, I mean, to be honest, like with the exception of like some 21st century breakdown songs, it was a very similar gig in general, actually. So yeah, that was pretty fantastic. And then my last choice would be, so fast forwarding to university, there was one evening where I was at a mate's house with a few others, and one guy suddenly goes, oh, Rise Against are performing in London. Should we go? It's like the same evening as well. And there was just like tickets available. So like, yeah, all right, we're not doing anything. So just get into my mate's tiny car. I think there was 5 of us, and it was barely able to fit us. Rocket up there. It was a fantastic gig. There was, I think Tom Morello was there as well. I just remember, I think he did a cover of The Ghost of Tom Joad. Like, he just did this absolutely mind-melting solo, which just started playing behind his head with his teeth, and it's like, yeah, it's fantastic. Like, I hadn't really seen a band with that much proficiency at that point, I would say. So that was eye-opening for me. Yeah, that was just a great memory overall, I think. I feel like the question back at you is going to be quite difficult because you've been to so many gigs.
Do you know what? It's more of a recent thing. I think Abby's really into it, and to be fair, I really love going to gigs, especially when it's artists who I know really well and really enjoy. I mean, for me, Enter Shikari, a lot of their gigs I absolutely love. The first time me and Abby were going out, that was the first band we saw together, and like we still knew each other. We've seen them separately together, like before together, but that was really special for us. I also, I didn't know whether to include it, but one we did, and it's just something that was just always going to be special just because of the unique circumstances, is when Linkin Park did Hybrid Theory in full at Download.
Oh yeah, that was fantastic. That was a big moment as well.
I know we were getting crushed, but it was still an incredible show.
You had to stand at a 45-degree angle, and even if you tried to move back, I think we actually did try and move back, and it took us about 3 songs to actually get like 2 rows back. Yeah, that was insane. One thing with that gig that really surprised me was Chester's vocals on Given Up. Like, he just absolutely went for it. Like, that was shockingly good.
Really, really good. Incredible. That was the first time I saw Linkin Park, and I've seen them a few times since with Chester and with Emily. But, you know, it was incredible. And for me, more recently, I would go for 21 Pilots at the O2. They were someone that I knew and liked, but then I saw them by myself in 2024. I managed to get a ticket on the last minute to the Electric Ballroom. It sold out, but I managed to get a ticket. I didn't, sometimes it just pops up. And I was blown away about how good they were. So then I said to Abby, no, we need to go see them at the O2. And we saw them. And again, just the tricks and the way they make their songs, even the songs that maybe I'm not as interested in, still just sounded good live because of just the way they did it. They put on a really, really good show.
Yeah, they seem to be the kind of artist that would have quite a high production cost, shall we say.
Yeah, definitely. Let's link the second song to the third song. And then I'm going to ask you one more favourite moment.
Yeah, sure. To be fair, I'd almost forgotten that was the format of this podcast. So this was quite difficult. I kind of painted myself into a corner with this one for a while. So I looked into Björk a little bit and found out that in her teens, she had a punk band called Spit and Snot, which is lovely. To link that, I chose Spit by the band Wargasm UK. Wargasm UK, not the... I think there's a thrash metal band from the 90s called Wargasm as well. It's quite funny when a band has to put UK by their name. What used to be Soft Play had to do the same, didn't they?
I think yes. I think Wargasm can stay as Wargasm in the UK, but I think out of the UK, then yes, they've got to add that little UK thing. And yes, when Softplay were previously called Slaves, they had to add that UK bit then as well.
I always find it quite funny when that happened.
Yeah, there was another band like that. I can't remember who, but no, really good song choice. Wargasm Spit. Now, just one more favorite, and I'm saved this one for last because I think this one could be an issue for you. Just your favorite moment ever in life.
Whoa. Yeah, that is going to struggle. That is a big struggle for me. I think, to be honest, one moment that really does stand out to me is when I went to visit my now wife in Norway, as they were doing a master's over there at the time. And we went on this like Norway in a nutshell tour. It was like, so you'd start off in Bergen and then you'd take the train to a place called Flom, and then you do like a really old train ride, go past some waterfalls, and then you do like a little fjord cruise, like just like a short one. It was really quite a breathtaking moment, I think, just because like the absolutely spotless weather. It was crazy going, because this was in summer as well. It was crazy going from like, I don't know, it's probably about 30-degree weather, and then you're going through the mountains and there's snow all over them, and it looks absolutely pristine, and you'd be going past like these really picturesque views that you'd only really seen in films and documentaries otherwise. And then you'd see like the odd cabin for like one every like 5 miles or so. Yeah, I think that was a really nice moment, I think. Yeah, that was just a really, really lovely day in general. But I think about like how, you know, when you kind of like in parts of the world, you kind of want to get away a bit and you kind of think back to them. It's like, oh yeah, that was a bit nice, wasn't it?
Nice. That was actually easier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you were hoping to pad this out by another half an hour, I'm afraid you're out of luck.
No. That was perfect. Okay, well, let's link it straight to the next song. Wargasm, Spit. How does that link to the next song?
Right. So again, I was clutching at straws here. One member of Wargasm is called Milky Way. No, the Milky Way is a galaxy. I was like, there's a lot of good songs in the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack. So I went for Come and Get Your Love by Redbone, which is an absolute classic of a song.
Yes, Come and Get Your Love by Redbone. Check that out.
Nearly.
Yeah, that's a completely different thing. My goodness. Oh my goodness.
You told me we weren't allowed to be naughty.
Slip of the tongue. It is time. Sorry to put you on spot, and sorry if this goes horribly wrong, but it is time for the quiz.
This is going to get horribly wrong.
I think this is tough. Okay. Do you have enough random knowledge to get 9 out of 9 on this pub trivia quiz?
I am not smarter than a 10-year-old, it turns out.
If you get 9 out of 9, that would be incredible. I mean, even if you get the majority of them right, I think that would be incredible. But let's see how you do. Which planet is closest to the sun? And there's options. So,
well, it's Mercury, isn't it? But
do you not want the options? You want me to go straight for Mercury?
Oh, we'll have the options.
Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, or Mercury?
Whew, nearly. Yeah, all right. I'll stick with my first answer, thank you.
Nice. You are correct. It also does not have an atmosphere. How many states does the Appalachian Trail, sorry if I've said that wrong, or Appalachian Trail cross? 14, 7, 12, or 9?
I have no idea. I've heard of the Appalachian Trail, but I don't actually know much about it. It feels like something that should go through quite a lot of states. Go with high number 14.
14. Okay, let's go for it. Yeah.
What? No. Wow. Wild scenes. Flipping my desk over.
Oh my goodness. Football's coming home. Well done. What is a group of otters called? A troop, a gaggle, a romp, or a passel?
What were the options again?
A troop, gaggle, romp, or passel?
There's a lot of very cute names for a group of otters, which coincidentally my favourite animal.
Oh, wow. That's a fun fact.
Yeah, that is a fun fact. I like sea otters more specifically, but I think I'd go with romp because it sounds really cute. A romp of otters.
Correct.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah.
Apparently, and you should know about this because they are favorite animals, otters will also hold hands while sleeping so they don't drift away from one another.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
That is cute. That is really cute. Okay. According to the Guinness Book of World Records, what is the best-selling book of all time? The Firm, Jurassic Park, The Women, or the Bible?
Best-selling book of all time. Probably the Bible, I would have thought. Seems reasonable.
Yeah.
I don't think Jurassic... Yeah, I was going to say, Jurassic Park, the book, probably not quite as much of a seller. I did think there was going to be some other ones popping up. So I think when the last one was the Bible, I was like, yeah, go on.
Have you heard of the other two, The Firm and The Women?
I think I've heard of The Women. I've not heard of The Firm.
Okay. Hadn't heard of either, to be honest. This is a tough one. As of January 2025, so it might have changed between now and July, who is the highest paid actress for a single production? So for a single production. Meryl Streep, Sandra Bullock, Tilda Swinton, or Emma Stone?
If it's 2025, that leads me to believe that that's relevant, and probably out of all of them, Emma Stone is the most relevant in that particular moment. I don't know. I want to say... Yeah, I want to say Emma Stone.
No, Sandra Bullock.
Oh, really? What film?
Any ideas?
Is it a recent one or not?
It was a film from 2013. She made over $70 million.
What was Sandra Bullock in 2013? No, I'm not going to get it.
Gravity.
Really? Wow, that's really surprising. Thought you were going to say River Cruise or something. I was like, wow.
Okay. How many events are currently active in the Summer Olympics? The options are 37, 219, 329, or 463.
Right, should we count them? No.
100 meters, 200 meters, 400 meters.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the fact that there's a lot of variations does count out the double digits. I think it is definitely a triple digit situation going on. I'd also be interested in knowing what they count as active, because there's always like those years where like the Harry's country's like, yeah, we're just going to throw breakdancing in. There was weirdly like there's still talks about like putting like esports in, which I think is personally a bit bonkers, to be honest. Considering as well, like they've been so against like putting chess into the Olympics. So like why? Well, you know the reason why. It's shed loads of money, but I'm getting sidetracked. What were the options that were in the hundreds again?
So you don't think it's 37?
I don't think it's 37.
So that leaves you with 219, 329, 463.
I'm going to go 329 because it's the Goldilocks answer between those three.
Correct.
Hey!
I'm telling you, you need to be part of a pub quiz team.
Yeah. Well, with ones like that, like sometimes it's not necessarily like knowing the answer, but it's thinking about how the person writing the question might have come up with the choices. So there's like, obviously there was a really stupid choice, and then there were three that kind of sounded reasonable. And then, you know, are they then you kind of, I mean, sometimes it's reverse psychology. It's not always right, but you kind of think, well, they're probably trying to like hide the answer. So it may not be the very biggest. So that was my logic.
Examination tips there from Phill Cresswell.
Yeah.
Now this one I think is probably a straightforward question. I think, not to put any pressure. Which of these is not a prime number? 1, 2, 3, or 7?
1, 2, 3, or 7. So a number that cannot be divided by anything other than itself. 2.
Are you sure?
Reasonably. 2 divided by 2 is 1.
Okay, I'm going to lock it in. For the record, I think the answer's 1. It's 1.
Oh, well, I've made a right fool of myself.
I put pressure saying that you're definitely... So you were right, and I didn't want to say.
Oh, yeah, 3 divided by 3 is 1 as well.
It's a number that is divisible by itself and by 1. So on a technicality, 1 is not a prime number.
Yeah, I fell for that, didn't I?
Sorry, mate. I would have been part of your team, though, so we would have got it right anyway. I would have been like, Phil, you're wrong.
Yeah, you'd have taught me out of it.
What country has the most languages spoken within its borders? India, Russia, Kenya, or Papua New Guinea?
So, I mean, all of them are probably going to have quite a number of languages spoken within their borders. Are we talking like as official languages or kind of widely accepted that they might be proficient in those languages? I guess you don't really know the answer to that. Russia's going to have a few, including Russian, obviously. India's going to have quite a few. But Kenya, there's quite a lot of African languages, aren't there? And then Papua New Guinea is quite an interesting one to throw in there. Is that the curveball, though? Is that the red herring? I'm going to go with Kenya.
I personally, and I say this as a person of Indian heritage, would go for India, but you might be right here. I don't know.
There are a lot, yeah, that would also be a sensible answer, I'd say. There's quite a lot of different Indian languages.
We were both wrong. Papua New Guinea.
Of course it is. Right, okay, great. I thought they were throwing that in as like a red herring.
Do you know how many languages they speak?
Oh, it's going to be, is it like 30 something?
Mate, 840.
What?
Apparently.
Yeah, okay. There's going to be like very small variants on like a more common root language, isn't it? That technically counts as a language, I suppose.
Final question. Who was the Devil Wears Prada Miranda Priestley mainly based upon? The options are Anna Wintour or Wintour, Nina Garcia, Kim France, or Heidi Klum.
Oh god, I did know this. It's a great film as well. Oh god, my first thought was Anna Wintour, and that was the first name that came to my head. Also, probably the most recognisable to me. Also, she's been in the news recently because she stepped down from Vogue, I think. So it would make sense.
But this quiz, I think, isn't like completely new.
No, but The Devil Wears Prada was based on 2006. Was a 2006 film.
Sure. Anna Wintour?
Yeah.
Well done.
Hey, here we go.
You got 6 out of 9.
Nice, I guess. It wasn't 9 out of 9 boom boom that maybe we were hoping for on this podcast, but I'll take more than half. It's not bad.
It's not bad at all because you are in the top 8% of people with that score.
Whoa. Wow. Do I get a sticker?
You get a full circle round of applause.
Yay! I'd buy a full circle sticker if there were any. Just saying. Just if you have an idea to branch out to merch, I'm just saying you'd have some people take you up on it.
Maybe I should get a T-shirt or a sticker with the full circle logo. Maybe this is what BuzzFeed say. Wow, you know a lot of random facts, or you're just a really good guesser. We're impressed either way.
I'm a really good guesser.
Fair play. And confirming that Phil is a very welcome addition on any pub quiz. Are you available for pub quizzes?
Sure, yep. And weddings and bar mitzvahs.
For quizzes?
Yeah.
I didn't know. Fair enough.
That's what people doing like events say.
Yeah. Okay. We're on to our last song.
We are on to our last song. Come and Get Your Love is by a band called Redbone. Redbone is a very brilliant song by Childish Gambino, but that's not my choice. My choice is the song that is sampled on that track, which is I'd Rather Be With You by Bootsy Collins. Bootsy Collins of James Brown fame, and at the time was basically just collaborated with everyone who was everyone. Probably like who'd you compare him to these days? Probably like closest I can think of is like Thundercat, maybe. But he's that brilliant. You might also, if you are a Mighty Boosh fan, there was one episode where they wanted to get the essence of the funk, and it was the soul of Bootsy Collins in there. as some amorphous sea creature. Bootsy Collins, though, absolute legend.
Nice. How does that link to the first song?
So, in addition to being sampled on Redbone by Childish Gambino, it was also sampled by Del the Funky Homo Sapien on a song called Why You Wanna Get Funky, which is another very good song.
Nice. Hence completing the full circle. Thank you so much, Phill. Thank you so much, Phill, for doing this and for giving everyone a bit of your music choices and a bit of stuff you're into, and just sharing a bit about yourself and answering some would you rather questions and showing that you are a very valued quiz member.
Oh, it's been a blast. It's been a blast. It's been a very sweaty blast, but nonetheless, I've enjoyed my time here.
Thank you so much. Have you got any parting words or anything that you wanted to share to the Full Circle Nation before we end it?
What? I thought this was Abid's job. I don't know. Don't eat yellow snow. But to be honest, on a day like this, you might be tempted.
Don't eat yellow snow. Yeah, that's a good one. Who said that initially?
I don't know. It's probably South American back in the 1900s or something. Somebody who was against lemon flavored snow cones, perhaps.
Hopefully, the American viewers aren't offended by that. I'm joking. No, thank you so much. It's always great to have a catch with you, and hopefully we can do it next time in person.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get something in the diary.
Yes, what an absolute legend. And Phill knows this. I know this. We all know this. Just remember this. Stay safe. Don't eat beef.